On campus at the University of Washington, where Louisiana athlete Seth Hanchey will compete throughout the week. Seth is a walking, lifting miracle. 7 years ago, Seth died twice. Now, his coaches say he lifts more than 1,100 pounds combined in the squat, bench press, and deadlift. Seth's journey to these USA Games is equal parts harrowing, inspirational, and yes, miraculous.
After this one, we just got one more. Let's say strong now. Strong. Just you and the weights.
Sometimes our burdens are heavy. Some are emotional.
Hit it.
Some physical. 24-year-old Seth Hanchey's burden was both of those at once. For most of us, Hanchey's burden would be the weight of the world. But for Seth, the weight is the world. 7 years ago, this seemed impossible. This was Seth Hanchey in the fall of 2011. Broken, clinging to life. And this is Seth Hanchey now, mended, full of life. Seth's journey winds through the maze of faith, hope, love, and resilience. He was a nursing student and a youth pastor.
Tell the person beside you, say, how bad do you want it? Tell the person to the other side of you, say, how bad do you want it?
He's been told since he was a baby in my arms, son, there's greatness inside of you.
On September 28th, 2011, 17-year-old Seth embarked on a 60-mile triathlon training ride. Just a handful of miles in, Seth was struck from behind by an 81-year-old woman. Seth slammed the vehicle's hood and caved its windshield.
He flew 150, 60 feet into a guardrail, and when I went to stabilize his head to start ventilating, I mean, the back of his head was just mush. Like his skull was cracked. He coded twice on scene with us.
Seth was medevaced to the trauma center at LSU Shreveport. Doctors warned he may not survive the night.
As a mom, to see your child laying there in pain, tubes all over them, all of the beeping and the noise from all the machines they had. Oh my gosh.
Seth did survive, but recovery would be daunting. The whiplash deeply damaged critical brain matter. He underwent 14 surgeries over the next 6 months. In one of those surgeries, part of his skull was removed. Areas including the control centers for speech, memory, and planning were all affected.
It was such an emotional roller coaster and a recovery roller coaster. And I remember on a Sunday morning, the doctor taking me in. He said, you see this part of his brain? This part is now filled with water. All of that's dead. It's not going to heal like a broken arm. It was a list of going through nevers and nots and nevers and can'ts. And as he described all of this, then he got to the part where he said he's not going to have memories. And I remember sitting there and tears rolling.
Seth spent 5 months in the hospital.
Halts. Body halts, halts. This halts all day. All day, all day, all day.
He learned to walk in that hospital. He had to be assisted. Seth, that's good. Look how fast you're going. You are trucking.
When Seth returned home, he wore diapers. He required a wheelchair and had to relearn how to bathe, brush his teeth, and dress himself. In the year after leaving the hospital, Seth progressed well, even lacing up to run a 5K. Eventually, he mounted the same bike on which he nearly died.
Fast. Yeah. Back. Yeah.
How's it feel, Seth?
Oh my God.
With time, Seth needed a new challenge. His mother introduced him to powerlifting as a motivator to balance his motor skills. It became his vehicle. It became his voice. And the Special Olympics became the perfect competitive arena.
To see him do it, oh my gosh, to see that fire in his eye, he's just going to do it. Every time he does that, it never fails that I don't hear the echo of the doctor's report in my head immediately saying, he'll never do this, he'll never do that. And I'm watching him and I'm like, ha-ha, look at that. That proved him wrong.
And now, entering the 2018 Special Olympics USA Games, Seth's coach estimates he squats 400 pounds, bench presses 315, and deadlifts 450.
I say he has like some stripes on his arm from stepping behind death and coming back, and I guess he walked up to the door of death and called, Seth was here and lived to tell about it and came back. So he kind of has some bragging rights now.
Seth's story is one of perseverance and determination, but it's also a story of forgiveness. For years after the accident, Seth wanted to meet the woman who nearly killed him. A meeting was ultimately arranged. His mother relented, and she tracked the woman's family down on Facebook. As they got to her house, they were informed she suffered from Alzheimer's and, in fact, was near death. Seth sat with her. He spoke with her. He prayed with her, and he forgave her. And she knew it. For more on Seth's amazing journey, pick up a copy of ESPN The Magazine's Body issue on newsstands now. It's a first-hand account from his mother, Kimber, about her son's courageous journey.